Hello, everybody, and welcome back to PSL Season 12. This is Godako, and we are recovering a match in Week 3 here. Golden Guardians versus Deep Sea International. Unfortunately, we could not get this live on the weekend. I was a little busy. Something came up last minute, but we're here to cast it today through replays. This is going to be quite an interesting set. I've been spoiled on the results here, being an official looking in the results tab. So let's get straight into it with splat zones on Mahi Mahi Resort. See a Hydra and a Splatter Scope. Interesting picks here from both DSI and Golden Guardians. Golden Guardians running their signature Carbon Roller comp. And Sniper gets a great pick on the Dapple Dualies there. Carbon pushing up, trying to make an aggressive push with that early splat. Unfortunately, overextends, gets called out. Pro goes down to the Hydra Splatling there. Looks like the 52 and shot trade, as it looks like we have a change in control here. DSI takes control of the zone, leaving Golden Guardians at 74 remaining. Gal putting pressure onto their snipe here as DSI pushes in to a lockout position here. Golden Guardians just needs to get a special here to be able to push in. The missile's coming out. Crab also. The water levels are dropping as DSI is approaching 50 remaining. Golden Guardians having a hard time to break out here from DSI's stranglehold of the zone. Missiles coming out. Solo missile on the Splattershot Pro. Carbon catches out the 52 gal here, as it's just DSI's Hydra Splatling remaining. Zuka coming out here, trying to put pressure on DSI as Golden Guardians move to lockout here. That Carbon manages to shark and get DSI's Pro. Booyah Bomb coming out. Fortunately thrown nowhere near the zone. Reef Slider comes out, almost captures the zone, just not quite enough special power up there to flip the zone in their favor. Sniper manages to get the Hydra just before it gets killed. Unfortunate bomb there, gets Vince on the 52 gal as he hides behind his wall. It looks like DSI is in much in the same position that Golden Guardians was here in a second ago. Just trying to break out into Mahi Mahi can be difficult. They need a special to do so. They managed to get one pick. Trade with the Carbon there, but the Tri-Strikes and the shutdown on the Reef Slider is going to put the zone back in Golden Guardians' control, so they were able to just barely paint over that Booyah Bomb and give them the first win of the set. That's Golden Guardians going up 1 over DSI. All right, moving on into tower control here. Tower control, Ship Shape Cargo Co. Bit of an interesting map here. Let's see how DSI and Golden Guardians play it out. We could see another splatter scope here. We could see a repeat of the heavy. Let's see how it plays out in Ship Shape Cargo Co. Tower control. DSI opting to go for the Stringer. Interesting play here. As Golden Guardians has decided to switch out the Carbon for a Dynamo Roller. DSI quick to take mid. Dooley's trying to flank, managed to get killed out just as the trade with the 52 gal. Dynamo putting some pressure onto their snipe plat here. Fortunately gets killed by the Dapple Doolies. Gal kind of pushing alone, manages to get the other 52 gal before dying to the end zap here. Golden Guardians takes early control of the tower. Unfortunately not able to really push past the first checkpoint here. So it looks like their push is kind of falling apart. DSI resecuring middle here. Crab tank comes out. Unfortunately, these killer whales just keeping that crab away from the spot that it wants to be. Dapple Dooley's pushed up a little bit too aggressively, trying to do that 3v1 here. Looks like 52 gal meets a similar fate as Golden Guardians begins their push here. Able to secure the first checkpoint. DSI trying to go for a flank. They managed to get one. Unfortunately, they don't see the gal here who's able to take out the other 52 gal here. Missiles coming out, forcing DSI back as Golden Guardians remains a tight grip on the tower here. Crab coming out right on checkpoint 1. Able to keep DSI away. Unfortunately, a rogue bomb manages to splat the crab here. Lucky bomb throw by the NZAP here. Manages to get the pro. And looks like DSI is taking back control of the tower here. Gal alone in the mid, trying to keep control. Unfortunately, just having to fight on almost all angles here. Killer whale and counter killer whale, keeping everybody moving. Reef Slider doesn't quite get the dualies there, as DSI has managed to secure their first checkpoint over here. Now they just have to hold out. The Golden Guardians are pushed back, but they are able to get the 52 gal with their crab. Unfortunately, it gets shut down by the tri-stringer. Whoa, crazy trading happening here on the tower. DSI and Golden Guardians fight it out, trying desperately to keep control of the tower here. Another team quite able to make a push happen after that first checkpoint here. As it seems like almost any time either team gets one player down, they're just not able to capitalize on the push here. Get traded out instead. Bo all alone. 3 of Golden Guardians push it. Unfortunately, they leave the tower alone here. Let the Dapple Doolies sneak it. Golden Guardians quick to regain control of the tower here. Keep pressure on that first checkpoint. 2 down for Golden Guardians, and that Dynamo Roller on tower can be difficult to deal with. Manages to get 1. There's enough of a threat to keep DSI away from the tower for now. They reposition. And Zep manages to get a kill with the flank there. Actually, I don't think DSI sees the crab here set up on the behind. However, just they're able to take it down, just outnumbering it. A Dynamo Roller doing wonders for Golden Guardians here, able to just stop DSI's push around the corner here. So second game goes to Golden Guardians here, going 2 up over DSI. Tough battle for both teams. They don't seem to be too different in skill here. Very, very close matches here. Very evenly matched. So neither team's able to really push out and make a domination happen. Let's see how DSI responds to this in Rainmaker Inkblot Academy. Going for the well string on DSI side. Golden Guardian staying with the same comp they've been running for the tower control match. And Vince switching off onto Sploosh here. Manages to get the Dynamo Roller, although their flanking zap gets shut down by Golden Guardians. DSI a bit scattered here with their push. They're able to kill the Dynamo Roller and start a push, but Golden Guardian's able to stop it by holding power over their checkpoint. Ultra Stamp managed to get 2. That's huge. DSI quick to capitalize, trying to get that Dapple dually, trying to get that Splat dually. DSI with a quick take on first checkpoint here. Unfortunately, Golden Guardians here with a pretty solid defense here, not letting DSI just walk in and collect some free points here. That Dapple Dually is his problem as they manage to get Golden Guardian's Rainmaker carrier here. Giving DSI control of the Rainmaker for now. Dynamo Roller managed to get 1 and keep them off their stack here. As Golden Guardians pick up the fish again. I don't think they see where that Dapple Dualies is, and they manage to get the punish there. Gets 2, gets 3. And 4 with the pop here, a delayed wipeout as DSI push forward up onto their plat. Reef Slider lets them go forward. They manage to get the 52 gal, but not able to push up the steps here. Stamp gets the crab. DSI desperately trying to push for the knockout, leaving it at 15 remaining. A solid push here and a very good lead to defend at. Rainmaker is separated from their 52 gal and Zap punishes that. However, it looks like DSI's bow is a little out of position there, and Golden Guardian's Splat Dualies manages to punish that. As they take first checkpoint here, missiles coming out, pushing them off their plat, forcing the Dapple Dualies to fight. Ultra Stamp gets 1. Wellstring gets another. The crabs on their shell here, able to try and keep effective push away, but the Ultra Stamp shuts it down early. .52 gal able to shut down the Rainmaker push here as they're aggressively moving forward, pushing into DSI's bats here. However, Dapple Dualies manages to fend off the 52 gal. In combination of that torpedo and the wellstring shots, managed to get the Rainmaker and stop Golden Guardian's push there. So they're at a DSI is at a bit of a scary situation here, as most of Golden Guardian's team here outranges them. They aren't really able to play as defensively as Golden Guardians is. Missiles coming out and push that wellstring away. However, Rainmaker is left alone and Vince capitalizes on that. Dynamo left alone here as DSI cleans up. And they just keep moving to put this Rainmaker in the stall spot here on Inkblot. Go into overtime. However, it's dangerous. The hammer throw pushes the Rainmaker carrier right into a waiting Dapple Dually as they assassinate and quickly end that Rainmaker overtime push. Putting DSI on the board 1-2. Excellent game there by DSI and Golden Guardians. It did definitely put up quite a fight there at the end. It goes to show both these teams really similar skill level here. Very tight games here. Let's see how they respond going into Clam Blitz, Museum d'Alfonsino. DSI changing the comp again, going with heavy edit swatling instead of their wellstring. Golden Guardians going back to Carbon Roller and Splatterscope. Vince manages to get 2 here, pushing right up, pressuring the Charger away. They manage to trade as DSI is strong onto their goal here and looking to score. They're able to open the clam basket. However, it looks like this push here is dead as Golden Guardians is able to defend this for a little bit. Missiles come out, manages to get the shot. As DSI try their hardest to eke out a few more clams in the basket. Looks like the push here is over. And basket closes here as Golden Guardians just waiting to slowly get into mid here. Crab comes out, pressures DSI back onto their plat. However, big Reef Slider managed to shut down the Zuka and punish the jump in from Golden Guardian's shot. They clean up the Splatter Shot Pro, and it's just left. It's just the Splatterscope left to defend DSI's push here. Carbon Roller manages to shut down the Dapple Dually before any more havoc can be reached here. They push into middle here alone. A hammer comes out, pressuring Golden Guardian's plat here. Vince managed to get 3 with it. However, in all the chaos here, Whammy on the Carbon Roller able to take out DSI's clam carrier. However, they quickly build a ball and score in the meantime. Reef Slider comes out, doesn't quite get the kill. And DSI managed to eke out a few more clams here, putting them down to 31 remaining. Leaving Golden Guardians with no score so far. DSI playing sneaky. They managed to hide well enough to avoid the Trizuka and punish it when it sets up. Crab coming out here from middle puts a little bit of pressure on DSI's plat. However, that's not where the bulk of their players were. Golden Guardians managed to wipe out the rest of DSI's forces on their side here, as they're finally taking control of middle and looking to make a push. And Vince once again going with the flank here. Let's see if Golden Guardians notices the trend. Pro manages just barely to win the fight here. Missiles come out. However, Golden Guardians does not push up with the missiles here. They've got a crab they can use to push in. Zuka comes out, manages to get one. However, the Splash Shot Pro punishes that. Poorly plays Zuka there. Golden Guardians manages to score. They get another. This is looking like a strong push here from Golden Guardians. They've got a lot of clams remaining, but they've got to fight to get towards that basket. DSI is putting up quite the effort here for the defense. And it looks like Golden Guardians pushes over here. 36 remaining. Very close here. Just like 2 more clams would have had the lead swap here. DSI regains control of middle. The team's kind of just poking at each other, waiting for a kill. DSI goes one down. Hammer comes out. Doesn't get anybody yet. DSI manages to retake middle here as Golden Guardians back out to go move into a more defensive position here. However, it's up to Golden Guardians here to make the push. They have to make a push here and score, as they do not have the lead at the moment. A last minute score here. Golden Guardians managed to get the clam into the basket. Oh my gosh. Just trading left and right here. Oh, and unfortunately, just not enough time here. Too much of a penalty to break through here. And DSI manages to move the set into 2-2 scenario, meaning it's all down to splat zones here to decide the winner. Your VPN was blocking your chat messages. And DSI taking game 4 here, as it all comes down to Amami Ruins splat zones. You've been here since the stream started. Oh, hello, Glenn. Welcome to the stream. All right, last game of the set here. Splat Zones, Umami Ruins. Everything's on the line here. Whoever wins this takes the set. DSI switching to Crab edit here. And heavy cooler edit here on Golden Guardian side. Fighting for middle. Both teams just kind of looking for a quick kill. DSI taking out 3 very quickly here as they take control of the zone and move into lockout. Whales here pushing DSI out of Golden Guardian's base. However, the hammer shuts down 52 Gal. Tries to push up into their spawn, gets punished by the Splatling. Crab on a particularly nasty spot here, prolonging the inevitable. Reef Slider comes out as Golden Guardians manages to break out of their spawn. Trade here with the Dapple Dooley and the Sploosh. This Golden Guardian's trying to push into middle. I don't know how that Reef Slider didn't get that 52 cal, but he's able to capitalize off this push, off this momentum here. Gets 2 before it gets shut down by the Splatling. However, they're not able to grab the zone quite yet. Crab coming out here. Dapple Doolies is separated. Missiles managed to get the Crab. As DSI managed to just barely hold on to the zone control there. Eke out a few more points. Leaving them at 29 remaining as Golden Guardians manage to secure both zones and start their own push. Huge Reef Slider managed to get 1 on DSI as both teams are at quite a numbers disadvantage here in middle. Bloodbath here. Hammer managed to get 1. Bit of trading here between Golden Guardians and DSI. They're desperately fighting over the zone control here. Pro manages to get the 52 gal. However, those missiles pushing Golden Guardians back a little. Dapple Dooley managed to get 2 here. As DSI move back into lockout here. Missiles coming out. Keeping Golden Guardians away from just standing in their base. Reef Slider manages to take the zone. And then take out the Sploosh here. The Dapple Dooley, however, losing 1 member in the process. DSI is pushed all the way back, and Golden Guardians capitalize on that, taking both zones here and trying to push into lockout. However, they're just don't seem to be able to have the same momentum that DSI has here and taking into lockout position. Hammer manages to get 1, flanks behind. And DSI takes back the zone just for a moment, giving Golden Guardians a bit more of a penalty. And they have the breakthrough before they can start scoring again. Reef Slider gets 1. DSI grabs back control for a second, resetting that penalty. Golden Guardians just zones flipping left and right here. Golden Guardians and DSI just can't seem to quite hold the middle for long enough here. Missiles coming out. Dapple trades with the Splattershot Pro. Whales coming out. And Whales managed to get the Crab there, or is that the Splattershot Pro who did it? Anyway, it puts Golden Guardians in a great position here. Reef Slider securing this position here as it looks like they can almost get the lead swap here. DSI going down one member remaining. Golden Guardians is in a strong position here to hold and lockout. Coming down to the last 15 points remaining here. DSI has to make a move here. Stamp comes out. However, just not quite enough paint on the zone here. And if they'd done that Reef Slider just a few seconds earlier, we would have went into overtime here. As Golden Guardians manages to take the set and win here. 3-2 over DSI. Amazing back and forth here on the last set here. It was a real crazy back and forth, and almost capitalized on that confusion there with the Ultra Stamp. They managed to get one zone, just not able to paint the second zone in time. Really tragic. If they were just like a few seconds earlier, we would have been able to capitalize on that. Got overtime for just a few more seconds. Maybe we could have seen a comeback. The Golden Guardians able to just shut that down and secure the win for this week here, week 3. Yeah, it was a very fun set. I'm so ashamed that I wasn't able to cast this live. This is a replay. Well, hopefully we can look forward to some more close matches like that as we got coverage for week 4 coming up. I hope you guys all stay tuned for that. And that was week 3, DSI versus Golden Guardians. Really fun set to watch there. Unfortunately, we weren't able to catch it live, but we were able to cover it with these replays. Awesome stuff out there. Real Clash of Titans. And just a fun set overall. It's an honor to cast it. Anyways, I've been Godako. This is PSL Season 12, Week 3, and I hope to catch you guys for our coverage of Week 4 in the upcoming days. I'll see you soon. Bye.